Did we get it wrong? Is the Western interpretation of God's relationship to creation a misinterpretation of an esoteric experience? Casting from the coastal hills of Oregon, from the edge of the West Valley, this is the 999 Show. I want to have a conversation about the nature of reality and how it applies to our lives. Now, I realize this is a giant topic, that we can only talk about it in snapshots. And for now, I'm going to spend a few minutes of your time and try to narrow it down to one frame of the movie we call reality. And hopefully, it will not come across as disjointed or unmoored from the question I posed itself. So, did the West get the relationship between ultimate reality and the created material world wrong? Is there truly a divide between these realities, as Western Christianity claims that there is, or is that chasm of separation a fantasy? A mystic friend whom I went to college with defined sin as separation from God. And of course, this definition is not new to Orthodox exoteric Christianity or to any other Abrahamic religion for that matter. Now, back in the ancient world, humankind met God in the temple, and sin or separation was atoned for through a blood sacrifice. Through the performance of a ritual sacrifice, unity with a God could be achieved. A blood sacrifice is essentially what the Lord's Supper is. During the ritual of the Eucharist, through the body and the blood of the Savior, or the bread and the wine, the created can achieve unity with the Creator. God was outside or elsewhere, but through the magic of a ritual, God could be found and experienced. In the Lord's Supper or the Eucharist, God becomes fused into the bread, which becomes the body, and wine, which becomes the blood of the Son of God or Jesus. And through eating the bread and drinking the wine, the initiate can ingest God into the body and achieve or experience union. And that is the magic of that experience. Or it is the exoteric interpretation of that particular esoteric experience. And so my question for the listener is this: is the separation between worlds or realities a fantasy, or is it something else entirely? Is the individuation or particle separateness of humanity true, or is it a fantasy that power structures use as a weapon to keep people under control or in slavery to the elites, or in our world, the petroleum tech billionaires who have their fingers on the levers of power governing reality? If you have any ideas on this, please send the 999 Show an email, and I will share your thoughts in a future episode. The show's email address is listed under the About tab in this channel. Einstein said that energy cannot be created nor destroyed. He formulated in E=mc² that there is a relationship between matter and energy. There is a reflexive unity, a balancing between energy, matter, and light. I find the spirituality of physics or quantum reality intriguing. In cosmology, everything in the universe came from the same place. It was born out of a singularity. It was born out of a unity. As a side, I do know that the creation story is evolving. As we get more information about the universe, the story is evolving. That creation may be happening on a continual basis, matter falls into a black hole or a singularity and is spit back out into the universe through a white hole as the creation of new matter of a new universe. It is like the steady state theory is being born again as a new creation story. As an illustration of Eastern thought on the nature of reality, I am going to read number 8 from the Kabir Book by Robert Bly. I laugh when I hear that the fish in the water is thirsty. You don't grasp the fact that what is most alive of all is inside your own house. And so you walk from one holy city to the next with a confused look. Kabir will tell you the truth. Go wherever you like, to Calcutta or Tibet, to Jerusalem or to Rome, to Salt Lake City or to Plymouth Rock. If you can't find where your soul is hidden, for you, the world will never be real. In Eastern thought, God is inside and outside of the individual aspect of creation. And because God dwells in the created order, all aspects of creation are connected. The Hindu creation story, in brief, is this. The Brahma created the heavens and the earth, and all the flora and fauna, the fish and the monsters of the sea, as well as the birds of the air, and the human beings too. Then the Brahma realized that it was the heavens above and the earth below, and every living thing, including the humans too. The essence of creation and the essence of God were the same. In the Christian thought, only the Son of God or the Savior shares the essence of God. In the Gospel of Thomas, however, in the third saying, Jesus says that the kingdom or the realm of God exists or dwells inside of the human, that God can be found inside of humanity, which is what Kabir says in Robert Bly's poem or song number 8. The fish is in God and is God. All aspects of creation are saturated by the Brahma because creation is powered and fed by the energy and light of God. E equals mc squared. The physical created order equals light divided by energy. We are beings of light and energy. The rock, the clouds, the rain, the sky, your neighbor whom you disagree with and lives on the wrong side of the tracks is energy and light. What does all this mean? What is the application of this knowledge to your or my life or to your neighbor who lives on the wrong side of the tracks? Does it mean that we are all superheroes, or that we are the X-Men or super people now, or that we are the Silver Surfer who rides down from the clouds on his surfboard? I doubt that, but I could be wrong. You might be able to walk through walls or on water or bilocate to distant stars. The tapestry of the created order is governed by mathematical principles and laws. When humankind learns how to manipulate energy and light, we too may be able to become superheroes or Marvel mutants. Or at the very least, provided we do not destroy our world, which we are in the process of doing, we will probably figure out how to stay in these bodies longer, to renew them through the manipulation of energy. Because the particles that our bodies are constructed from are governed by quantum laws, energy equals mass or matter times the speed of light squared. The fabric or tapestry of all that exists is governed by a balancing or a combination of energy and light. The most basic application of this knowledge is that God, or ultimate reality, is already in us. We do not have to go anywhere to seek after this truth. It is right here, right now, in me and you. We can take comfort in being enveloped by the loving arms of God or Brahma or whatever that ultimate reality is. I'm going to wrap this podcast up. I'm not remotely done with this topic. Did I answer the question as to whether the West got it wrong? Probably not. Ultimately, I do not know if Western thought or Christianity is wrong on the nature of God. In my opinion, Western Christianity has come part way on this issue through the doctrine of the Trinity. People in the church have been discussing the nature of ultimate reality for centuries, and only through the force of the governing elites has a conclusion been reached. To me, this means that the nature of ultimate reality is still open for debate. Ultimate reality is still evolving in our collective consciousness. The evolution of this knowledge or knowing is not complete. The story is still being written. Christian as well as Islamic mysteries, mystics have been killed by Western established religious order for talking out loud about God being in creation, God being creation, and creation being God, or of the same essence as God. This is dangerous knowledge because it cuts the power structures out of the equation. Do not be afraid is mentioned many times in scriptures, yet people still are afraid. The elites, the power brokers of our world, stoke these fears. They channel their power through religious and political leaders to weaponize religion. They, the elites, use the religion of division for their financial gain. But this religion serves no purpose for you or I or the little people of this world. And as Kabir says, if you can't find where your soul is hidden, for you the world will never be real. In the Gospel of Thomas, Jesus says, when you know yourselves, then you will be known, and you will understand that you are the children of the living Father. That you too are part of the Trinity. And this knowledge can free you from that fear of the unknowing, of the unknown. And as a side note, this is why in the States that the fastest growing spirituality is the nuns. That's the N-O-N-E. The folks who have severed ties with established religion. They are the nuns. They have grown tired of the fear and the control, and they just want to be free. Anyways, enough of that tangent. What do you think about all this? Did the West really get it wrong? Please send me an email with your ideas on this subject. And if you want, we can have a conversation on Zoom, and you too can be part of the program. And for now, this is all I have to say. Good day, good night, good morning. Wherever you may be, may God or Gaia or the Brahma or the universe bless you and keep you safe. Till next time, this is W. J. Lindberg signing off.